Okay, so for today, right, I will be doing a small case study. Aside from that, I'm going to be sharing with you two trading profile of my trainees because if you all know, I started my first batch of trading course in August 2020. And this first batch is actually 6 months, mainly because they are the very first batch. I would like to spend more time with them, and it's like a bonus lah, because I mean they sort of took the risk to come to my course when there isn't any feedback or testimonial or what from those who have come before lah. So we are quite near to the end of my first batch already, which is supposed to end of January. So most of my trainee they have made quite a lot of live trades, and I have trainees from different background also, both very young and both at the age of retiring. I have also trainees from totally new to stock market and trading altogether, and those that are quite experienced but they are experienced in the forex market, so they decide to jump over to learn more about stock trading. So I have two accounts here that I want to share, two trading profile that I want to share. One of them is someone who is experienced in forex trading. So he decided to learn stock trading lah, and after that he has been following what I have been teaching. He has been following my scanner, all the stop loss and all that. And I have another profile, which is someone who is quite young and is very new, totally new to stock trading, have not traded stock before until he came over to my course. So I'll just like to share their result with you all. And the purpose is not really to promote my course or to sort of share that they are doing great or what, but rather to show you that what they are trading, right, is actually all based off from the scanner itself. They make their own trade, they choose their own stop loss, they choose their own entry, they choose their own profit level, take profit level. But all the things that they do, right, most the counters that they choose themselves, they come from the scanner. So it is another thing that I like to show is also what they trade, right? It's not 100% same as what I trade. I might choose different counter from scanner from them. They some of them like to trade in the Hong Kong, some of them like to trade in the US. I personally like to still stay in the Singapore market, but of course we regardless of what counter we trade, what market we trade, right, we follow the same principle, we follow the same theory, same style lah, in a way. So without any further delay, right, let me just share. So if you train yourself to be independent in choosing counters from the scanner, right, I think I believe that you guys can sort of achieve the same result also lah. So this one is the trainee who is previously in forex, and he have chose to come to stock trading. I have chose to learn stock. So what you see here, right? This one is 2021 trading data from this year only. So we are at the end of third week or second week, and you can see that these are all live accounts, and you can see he have already made about 10k profit, and his commission is only $170 because he is using Tiger Broker. So there's a very good reason why I am sort of promoting Tiger Broker a lot. And you can see that his win rate currently is at 93.3%. But of course, as I mentioned, this win rate, you have to understand that for my trading style, we have a lot of counters that we are holding, mainly because we follow a very strict rule of, if it doesn't hit stop loss, we do not cut. We just stay in the trade. That is the most basic principle that I told them. You cannot break that rule. Never ever break that rule. So more more often than not, even though they have close 14 trades, right, they have a lot of trades that are running and still holding lah. And most of the time, what you will notice is also that all these counter they are holding, right, they are not loss making. They are not loss making. Some of them might be in red, but majority of the time, right, those counter they are holding is actually in the green also. It's just that they have not hit the profit level yet, or they have already hit the profit level, but they have not take profit fully. They probably leave a bit of the entries that they had. They trail their take profit lah. Hence, for this Excel trade journal, right, the it will not count your trade as winners unless you take profit on everything lah. So let's say I have like 10 lot, I only take 9 lot at profit, it will not show up here. So majority of their counters, right, they are also holding that 1 or 2 lot in order to ride the trend further lah. So for this person, right, you can see when he first started out in 2020, right, let me go back to 2020 data. He actually have slightly negative score. His hit rate is about 48%, and you can see that his when we first started, his loss tend to be quite a bit lah, mainly because he's still recording his forex trade back here. And we started trading way before I even teach them the scanner, and before I even show them how to properly execute the trade, right, they have already been trading live lah, because I want to show them that there is a improvement along the way. So as the trade goes right towards 2021, you can see that this person is actually quite profitable towards the end lah, towards the end of the course. And you can see also from trade log, right, you can see all the trades that he take. EnviroHub, Avagra, Innotech, Credit Bureau, ISDN, Wilma, Franken, UMS, Halcyon Agri, unfortunately hit a stop loss there. All these trades that he take, right, they should be very familiar to you. All these counters should be extremely familiar to you, because they will show up at one point or another on the scanner. And some of the trade, you can see that I personally don't take some of these trades, which I will show you my trading my trading spreadsheet later also lah. Okay. The capital wise, each of them definitely have a different capital, but rest assured that when they are trading, right, I have told them to risk only a maximum of 3% of their total capital lah. So at no point they are going all in, or they are like over risking. But what you should be concerned is not the actual number here. What you should be more concerned is rather the win-loss ratio and sort of your profit loss ratio there lah. And yeah, those are much important number than the actual number here. If I have 10k account and I'm making 1k, it is as equally impressive as well. So I'm going to show you the account of the next trainee. So the next trainee is actually it's a brand new trainee. How do you calculate average win, average loss? The average win, average loss, right? You can actually Google it lah. The formula are quite simple and very how should I put it? It is, if because I download this trade journal from the website, right? If you go and find all the free trade journal that you can find on the website, they all use the same formula to calculate. So I am not exactly sure the exact formula behind this, but if you look at even your Tiger Broker, everything, right, they should be about, they are all the same formula lah. So the next trainee, right? So for this trainee, he is someone that is totally new. When he came for the course, he have no idea of what technical analysis is. He have no idea what support resistance, all these. He has zero idea. So you can see for him as well. From starting, let me show you his from his start point. 2020, right? In 2020, he started out with a lot of loss. This one, there was a big loss. Then after that, towards the end, towards December, he start to recover. And in 2021, right, you can see that he have sort of recouped everything, and he managed to get a win rate of 81.8%, and his win loss ratio is about 1.64, and his net profit loss is 5 very close to 6K lah. So what you can see here is that between trainee 1 and trainee 2, right, definitely their account size is different, but the win rate and the profit loss ratio is about somewhat is in the profitable zone lah. And you can see that for trainee 2, let's look at his trade log. You can see the counter that he trade, right, totally different from the counter that is taken by the first trainee. But all these counter that he took, they are mainly, if you notice, they are mainly Hong Kong counters. And of course, he chose to trade more Hong Kong counters lah. But what you will notice also is that most of these Hong Kong counters, they are also from the scanner itself. Not most, actually, all of these Hong Kong counters are from the trade journal itself lah. So as you can see, between traders and traders, right, they have different style, they like different market, but underneath everything, right, they follow the same core principle that I have taught them lah. And currently they are doing quite successfully so far. So do follow all these stop loss rules and all these levels that I have provided. If you start to deviate, right, then I cannot promise that you will achieve the same result. And for this trainee too, he is the new one, and he is of course the person that managed to catch 3D, that huge run on 3D lah. So initially he entered at 14.23, and he managed to TP around 21 like that, $21 like that. That is about 50 to 60% lah. Okay. Yeah, so that's all with the trade journals. Let's go through the lesson proper, the webinar proper. So what I have shown here, you will notice that I have shared this sometime this week also. I forgot which day already. So these are all the trades that I made for 2021. You can see all these trades in the Patreons lah. And I have I think you should have viewer access to this Google spreadsheet also. I shared the link, so as long as you bookmark that link somewhere, right, you can always come and view this. So I tend to update this on every Saturday lah, whenever I have the time during weekend. So you can come and see this, all the entry date rather not really the entry date, but when I post it on Patreon lah. So all these date you see here is I posted this trade on Patreon. It's the Patreon date there. So I have logged all my trades here, and there is TP1, TP2. You can see all these, and of course the number of days that it takes to hit the TP. So of course all those trades that are open, right, it haven't have a number there yet lah. And also you can see that this S position, if there's a tick here, it means that I am also personally in this position. And of course you can see majority of them, right, I do not take the position. Why? I'm sure you all know the answer. Mainly because I do not have unlimited capital. Even if I want to take all of them, right, I simply do not have the capital to take all these trades. And I have a trading capital of close to 150K. Even with 150K, right, I cannot take everything that I post. If I stop posting after my capital runs out, right, then that you guys won't have any trade ready. Hence, I will always keep posting even though my capital is out, and I will not be taking most of the trade, mainly because I don't have the capital. So if there is a question of why I did not take this trade, right, that is the reason, because I simply do not have the capital. So if you scroll towards the left side, you can see there's an average holding time for close trade, 2.8 days. Of course, 2.8 days seems like very low. It's mainly because we are still at the start of the year. So these 2.8 days are all the close position lah. So you can see that there are some position that is, for example, DBS hit TP1 immediately on the day itself. Some of the counter took 5 days, 1 days, and of course, when all these trades start to close, right, you will definitely see this number going up and up, lah. So as we proceed towards the year, right, through the year, right, maybe on February, on March, you will start to see a more accurate number here, lah. Once I start to close all these positions, and you can also see a pie chart here. So this is the total trade outcome. This pie chart include all the trades on Patreon. So currently, profit taken is 5, 12 are still open, haven't closed out yet. And at the bottom, these are the trades that I personally take. So I have closed out three trades as profit, and I still have 6 trades open. So it's a very simple web sheet to navigate. Even though you can access this web sheet anytime, right? I have to warn you that do not use this web sheet as a trading signal, as a way for you to enter. Please do your own due diligence. Please make input by yourself and try to enter your own trade lah. These are just to show you that, because I receive a lot of questions like, hey Zor, so your scanner, how accurate is it? What's your winning ratio? All these. So the reason why I'm putting out this is sort of to show that data to everyone lah. And of course, towards the end of the year, you follow all my trades on Patreon, but you realize that you are losing a lot of money, right? Always come here and see. If there is a majority profit here, but somehow you are losing money, right? Then you need to ask yourself, what are you doing wrong? Are you not following the stop loss? Are you prematurely exiting? Are you like taking profit prematurely also? So these are the things that you can use to compare against this lah. Okay, so with that said, let's go to the fund flow. Okay, so for fund flow, right? This fund flow, as I said, only for Singapore market, and it is for the previous week. It is not for this week. So this week fund flow will only be out tomorrow. So for the previous week, you can see that the institutional fund flow sharply increased to positive 381. And you can see on the cumulative that we have it is turning back up as well. So when, let's say I come back here, I come back here to the SDI, right? You can see that, of course, definitely the previous week we have a very good bullish week. However, for this week, for Singapore market, right? What we have is we have a very sideways week. We have a very silent week. Nothing much is moving. So for tomorrow, right, what you will see in the fund flow is that you'll probably see a very flat number also, like 0 or what. But this movement, right, this price movement, it is not a bearish movement. It is simply the smart money, they are testing for seller. So what happened is, okay, we have rallied here. After we rally, right, definitely seller will start to come in. So because price go up, so confirm a lot of people take profit and run. So if people are taking profit, right, smart money is not, definitely doesn't want to push up during the time where people are taking profit. And you can also see that here the retailer are actually selling. In the previous week, right, the retailer are actually selling. So smart money knows. So when they know, right, they don't want to push up into all the selling that is coming in, because it is a waste of their money. So what they do is that they simply let the market rest. They simply let the market rest. So like, okay, all the retailer out there, if you want to sell, come and sell now. So because when retailers sell, right, they don't really have the kind of capital to move the market. That's why price is sideways. They are just letting the retailer sell. So once the retailer sell finish, there is no longer any selling, right? You will see another up move that will be coming. So there is no reason to panic. There is no reason to sort of prematurely say, oh, market going bearish lah, what lah, short lah, this lah, that lah. So try to refrain from making all this kind of prediction that you have no idea of. And of course, if you made many trades from Singapore market last week, just follow the trade plan that is given, stick to the stop loss, you will be perfectly fine. Okay, so that's basically for the Singapore market itself. So one of the case study that I would like to go through, right? You can see here. Okay, so let's come back to this. So So you all have definitely saw this chart already. This is the chart of Raffles Medical. But of course, what I will want to do is I want to do a small exercise. Okay, let's say that I'm let's say that I make a buy call here. I say buy here, and I also say that TP is here. Okay, so buy at this price, TPS that price. So if the price goes up like this, would you say that my call is correct? Definitely you will say that my call is correct. Oh, okay, wow, this guru very zun, very power, super accurate, make the call ready, price hit the TP. Very nice call. But what about like this? What if price go down like this and then hit the TP like this? Will you consider this call a correct call? Will you consider this an accurate call? Market say yes. How about the rest? Will you consider this as an accurate call? Yes. Okay. So yes. So okay. There's a lot of yes. Okay. Then what about this situation? So first situation, second situation, third situation. What about if the stock like that, 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 and then suddenly go up like that? Will you consider this as an accurate call? Okay, so quite a number of you say yes also. So now the question is that when a trade call happens here, when when I say you can buy here and TP is here, the thing is nobody know whether it will be situation 1, situation 2, or situation 3. There is of course no way to tell which of these situation is going to happen. And of course the best is of course one is the most desirable way that it can turn out lah, because the moment you buy ready everything green and you hit the TP price, so that is the best situation. But more often than not, right, situation 1 don't always happen. If you look back at my Google spreadsheet, you can see that perhaps for Xingyi, ISDN, and DBS, they are considered situation 1 because they only take 1 day, 3 day. For DBS immediately hit TP1. But for even for Sunrun and Credit Bureau Asia, right, they take 5 days to hit the so-called profit. It doesn't immediately go up straight. So even for this 5, even if you look at all these 5 trades, right, you can see that 29.4% of all my trade outcome, they end up in situation 1. So all the other open trade, right, they can either be in situation 2 or situation 3. But of course, we cannot always have winning trades. There will definitely be trades that go all the way down and then you will end up hitting a stop loss. So these are, of course, these trade does happen once in a while. So until we, because this is a brand new fresh data, right? Until we start hitting stop loss here and there, right? We don't really have a statistic, a number of how many trade actually hit the stop loss lah. But right now we do have some bit of data to say that 30% of the trade actually went all the way up and hit TP straight. So the other running trades, it can be either situation 2 or situation 3. So the thing is, in order to profit from, sorry, let me remove all this. So in order to profit from situation 2 and situation 3, right? Can you tell me what is the most crucial thing that will allow you to catch these two profit? What is the most crucial thing that is going to make you catch the profit for trades that this kind of chart pattern happen? Okay, patience. Patience definitely. Okay, patience is needed for situation 3 because it is going to consolidate very long. Henry says stop loss. Yes, correct. So stop loss level is also needed for to take this profit. Do not exit SL. Correct. So most of you got this. So in order for you to get situation two, in order for you to profit from situation two, right? Not only you cannot exit before your stop loss is hit, there's another very very crucial thing. Your stop loss must be at the correct area. So let's say if your stop loss is here, right? If your stop loss is here, you are definitely out of this trade. You are, so if situation two happen, right, you won't be profitable already. And of course, if you do not have the patience, you will not get the profit if situation threes happen. So the thing is, for majority of my trades, right, two and three are the most common things that happen. Two and three occurs about 60 to 70% of the time. Situation one only occur 30% of the time. But of course, I did not purposely make trade so that two and three happen. When I take the trade, I hope that one happen, but that is not always the case. We cannot predict the future. So two and three are the most common situation that happen. So if you want to profit most of the time, right, it is very important that you not only stick to your stop loss, your stop loss level also must be correct. So the thing that you need to think about now, right? Now the stop loss level that you see here, right? The stop loss level, right? A proper stop loss level, right? You have to ask yourself, is this stop loss, the purpose of this stop loss, right? Is it for your risk management or is it actually to earn you profit? So that's something for you to think about towards the next week. Why is the stop loss there? If the stop loss is here, right, then you are cut off. But because the stop loss is at a very nice place, right, you actually get a profit. So is the stop loss there to prevent you from taking a loss, or is the stop loss there to prevent you from losing a lot of money, or is it there for some other purpose? So do think about that, and you if you come to a realization, right, you will notice that the true reason of a stop loss, right, it is not really your risk management, it is something else. And this is one of the thing that I teach in my course also, to sort of show what is the true purpose of a stop loss and how do you set your stop loss correctly. And by doing that, right, you are going to get that additional 60% of the winning trade where price either goes sideways or price either retrace. Because most of the time, most new trader only get profit when it straight away go up. If it goes sideways a bit, they get impatient, they get scared, they panic, and they take loss on what could have been a very very profitable trade. So try to think about it, and whenever you take a trade, right, think from that perspective. Because no matter how zun we are, no matter how much technical analysis experience we have, right, there is no way we can predict if price going to go like that, price going to go like that, or price going to go like that. There's no way we can predict this. If anyone can predict that this can happen, right, I can definitely tell you, if anyone can predict this with 100%, what I will do is I will sell my house, like probably for $1 million. I take that $1 million, I open a CFD account, I leverage to 20 times, it will become 20 million. I put 20 million in this trade, then the next day, right, I will be an instant billionaire already. But do you see any instant billionaire around? No. That is mainly because no one can predict this kind of thing. So do think about it lah. And okay, another short scenario. One of my trainee called GameStop on this whole portion here. He managed to catch GameStop, and this trainee is not the two trainee profile that I show you. This trainee is also previously he is a forex trader, and he just started learning stock not long ago. Also, he managed to enter GameStop at this candle. So GameStop actually show up on our US scanner here. So he entered the next day here, and his stop loss was here lah, somewhere around here. So what you see here is an example of situation two. Okay, so because he held his stop loss, he did not get impatient. He pick his stop loss correctly, right, he is able to get this entire trade. Probably not all the way up there lah. He exited somewhere in the middle, if I'm not wrong. I forgot already. But unfortunately for this trainee, right, extremely unfortunately, this was his very first US trade, and he was just trying to play to get familiarized with the market, get familiarized with the tiger broker. So even though he caught this trade, right, he only entered one share. So end up he got about 10 to $12 profit from this lah. But regardless, for a very beginner like him, very new, very beginner, just testing out the market, testing out the system, right? Just by following very simple step, he can catch this. So it is not so you don't really need like a huge technical analysis expertise. You don't need to go and analyze until like, oh, maybe this one like seller not coming in now, or this one consolidate don't know how many weeks are, or a lot of hidden buying, hidden selling. None of that is going on. It is very simple. Look at the scanner, pick the trade, pick the correct stop loss, stick to that stop loss, all the profit will start running in. So you don't need to go and what the market depth lah, all the hidden buying, hidden selling. I don't know what are all these funny terms that people are coming up with to make all sorts of analysis lah, which are like most of the time I find not accurate at all. So just keep your trade very simple and you'll be fine. Okay, so with all that said, let's go through some of the trades that we have taken, and let's see what we can take for the coming week. So under my trading view, right, what you see here is, sorry, now things is getting very laggy. So Patreon trade setup. So last week, these are all the setup that I have posted since the beginning of the year lah. So last week, let's look at some of the few counters that I recommended. Let's start from STI ETF. So STI ETF I recommended last week mainly, or was it last week? Mainly because to ride the bullish uptrend of the STI lah. So right now we have a big uptrend previously, and I believe that this one, right, it still have more rooms to go. So we took the STI ETF proxy trade for STI lah. But of course, if you do not want the STI ETF, right, you can definitely go with DBS, which is why I also recommended DBS. But generally, all of the three, either of the one of the three banks is fine lah. I have one trainee who took OCBC instead, mainly because DBS is too expensive, whereas OCBC is like around $10 level. So these are the trade that we took, and of course we also Fortress Mineral. There was a post on Fortress Mineral, so there seems to be a bit of retracement happening. So as long as you keep to your stop loss, I forgot where my stop loss ready, but you can refer back to your Patreon post lah. So for trades that I personally do not take, right, I don't really keep track of their stop loss or what also. So every week I will just check back my Patreon, check back my trading view, and I see whether they hit or not lah. So if you are in the trade, right, do stick to your top stop loss. And of course, we have the HST. HST is the Lion OCBC Hong Kong Tech ETF lah. So you can see that it is actually in a very nice trend, and I believe that this drop here most likely due to all the Trump blacklisting some of the Hong Kong tech counter lah, like Xiaomi was one of the counter that was blacklisted. We can see a very short retracement here, but in an uptrend, right, you have to keep in mind, in an uptrend, bearish candle like this and this, right, they do not really have great significance. As long as it's in a hub, as long as it is in an uptrend, right, it will retrace a bit and it will start to go up. So until it start to create a lower high, right, then we can see that it is in a downtrend. Then you can start to look at all these bearish candle more I would say more closely lah. So if you see a uptrend counter, don't go and short the counter just because you see like an engulfing candle or you see like a pin bar. If you do that, right, you will get into a very red portfolio. So one example I can give you is nano film. So you can see that nano film is a very, very bullish counter. So there are some people that I know, they went to short here because of bearish pin bar, or they go and short here because engulfing, or then they go and short here because this one confirmed bear already, and then price just keep going up and up. So in an uptrend, right, do not attempt to short bearish candle based on the candle alone. That's why following the trend is important. Never ever counter trend just because you see one bearish candle lah. And this is a very harsh lesson that I learned last year. Previously I am one of those people that would like to counter trend trade lah. Because a lot of people when they trade, right, they have a lot of ego behind their trade. They want to prove that they are right, so they tend to like go against the trend lah, what lah. But previously, until last year, I have personally learned not to do that. So if you see candle like this, right, the worst thing you can do is short. The best thing you can do is just don't trade this counter. If you are not sure whether it's continue to go up because of this red candle, right, the best thing you can do is just don't trade this counter. It's that simple lah. So how did I manage to learn that lesson is because of Tesla. So if those of you who know me long enough, right, I'm not really a big fan of Tesla, nor not a big fan of Elon Musk himself. Please don't ask me why. So I always tend to look out for shorting of Tesla stock lah. So you can see here, right? If you short here, if you short here, right, definitely a very bearish candle, extremely bearish candle. But if you short here, okay, you can make this small profit here, but what you are going to miss is you are going to miss that very big long trade instead. And of course, if you short somewhere there, right, and maybe you might make this profit here, but if you short any kind of bearish counter here, the chances are that you are going to get hit with a very strong loss rather than getting big profit lah. So for example, if you short this engulfing candle, you are going to be getting a very, very big loss. If you once again short this engulfing counter, you are going to get a very, very big loss. So because of last year that big Tesla move that happened, not only I went in with very poor short trades, I also missed out on what could have been the biggest, like the best long trade of the year lah. So try to remind yourself that. And this also applies to counters that are in downtrend. For counters that are in downtrend, don't simply go and long because you see one very big bullish counter candle that is coming up lah. So that's one of the best advice that I can give. So that in that example, what you have is Semcorp Marine. So this is obviously a very obvious downtrend counter. Sorry, So if you go and long somewhere here, if you go and long somewhere here, right, then okay, you can get a bit of trade. But if you don't TP properly, right, if you don't TP at the right time, right, you are going to hit with this loss. So once again, there's an opportunity for you to long and long. These are definitely strong counter, but do you want to risk this kind of movement? So for example, those that who feels that this candle is very bullish candle, this candle is very bullish candle, you go and try to be a hero, try to bottom pick this candle, you are going to hit with a very big loss. So once in a while, maybe you will get lucky, you will get a very good long trade, but probably you will get that long trade 1 out of 10 times. The other 10 times, right, you are going to get hit with a lot of loss. So if you long this candle because you see the engulfing, you're gonna hit with this loss. If you long this big candle because you think it's a very good bullish candle, you are going to hit with this entire stretch. So always keep in mind that counter trend trade, no matter what the reason behind your trade, right, is not really a good idea. Where were we just now? Okay, yeah, so here. So next, ISDN. ISDN definitely sideways for very, very long, sideways for very, very long. So we have this candle here. So the buy call came after this candle, but you still get that substantial that move there lah. So a lot of people will be wondering, Alama, why you cannot call here? If you only call here, then price move up already what? So the thing is, if you cannot always look from that hindsight. So if let's say price were here, right? If let's say price is back here, how many of you could actually will actually go and would be able to tell from this chart alone that price can move up straight? Of course, you can always enter here, 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 here. So for those of you who are not aware, right? ISDN actually came out in the scanner a lot of time, a lot of time. It came out here. Sorry, it came out here. It came out somewhere here also. It also came out here. So I do have one trainee who traded ISDN here, and his stop loss was somewhere here. So in a way, right, his stop loss was not hit, and he eventually managed to catch that big uptrend also lah. But the thing is, he took that trade. But I personally did not take the trade because I can see that we are still below the resistance, and most likely you are going to end up in a very long consolidation. And we did end up in quite a long consolidation lah. So sometimes when you are taking the trade, right, you do need to consider whether is it breakout from the resistance or is it still below the resistance. If it's still below the resistance, and if the counter came out on the scanner, right, what it means is that it can probably be continue to consolidate. And if you are not experienced, if you don't know where to properly set your SL, if you don't know how long to hold, right, you'll probably prematurely exit this whole stretch, right, and you will end up missing this whole trade lah. So for my trainee, right, he managed to sort of follow the rules that I set out lah, set the correct SL and make sure you do not exit. So he managed to stay put in the trade, and he did manage to get this stretch here lah. But of course, this profit come at a cost that he have to hold for very long. So this is a example of the third scenario. The third scenario where I enter here, TP is here, but it will go sideways very, very long, but eventually you will still get the TP. So DBS we went through already, Fortress Mineral went through already. So this is the Hong Kong tech. Just now we were here lah, okay? So not previously, recently we have Shake Shack and Bows. I'm not sure how you pronounce it. Bows Health. So yeah. So just follow the stop loss given. You are probably fine. No need to worry too much. And of course, the latest one is 九天 Chemical. So likewise, I'm personally in this trade as well. I got it around 0.99, but Friday suppose initially seems like can break out like that, but somehow it just went back quite flat lah. So what you have is like a spinning top here. So just stick to your stop loss, you'll be fine lah. And of course, this one came out yesterday. Singapore ONG. So it seems that the counter, this one came out on the scanner. So the reason why I picked this counter is, of course, you can see consolidate for quite a while, and it seems like it's going to break out of the resistance. But the thing is, you can argue that it haven't break out of the resistance yet. The resistance can be here also, or even here. So we are not concerned with whether to choose resistance at 2.0.26 or 0.265. We don't want to get into that kind of argument. It is not very helpful, but rather the reason why this trade was taken is that this candle closed at day high. This is what you call the Marubozu candle, meaning it is just one big long body. There is no upper wick or there is no lower wick. So because of that, this trade was taken, because hopefully we can get a bullish movement coming lah. But even if it doesn't have those kind of movement, right, perhaps it goes sideways a bit before go up, or maybe retrace a bit before go up. We don't know. We cannot predict the future, but stick to your stop loss. You will be fine for all these. So let me just show you the scanner. So the scanner it was posted not long ago, today sometime around evening, right? So let's look through all the counter that shows up in the scanner. Sorry, I'm getting very messy already. So the place holding. So the place holding, you can see initially Friday, this seems like a very bullish chart. On Friday itself, it seems like going to break out like that, but eventually it closed with a very long tail lah. So I don't really like this candle. Which is why I did not make any trade setup for this, mainly because of this candle. But the thing is, but as I said earlier, right? You should not short, or you should not be bearish just because you have one bearish candle showing up in an uptrend. The thing is, this trade, it can still go up very high if you choose to take it. So if you want to take this or not, it is entirely up to you. So there is no that like between Singapore ONG and this, right? It's really up to you which trade you want to take lah. So let's say if you were to take this trade, right, then the stop loss will be somewhere around 0.30 like that. So you enter somewhere here, stop loss should be definitely below this whole cluster here lah. It's either that, or you wait for another bullish candle to show up. You wait for another bullish candle to show up, and then you take that trade. Then your stop loss can be like 0.36 like that, slightly higher lah. So I think this one, it does have a good potential, but I personally I don't like this candle. That's why I don't take it. If you want to take it, right, there is no right or wrong. You can still take it. So as I'm going through all this, right, do keep in mind what is the mindset behind, what is the thought process behind why I take certain counter and why I doesn't take certain counter. So in the future, right, you will know when you are looking at the scanner itself, right, you will have a good idea of, okay, should I take this trade or not? So you will be independent to make your own input lah. Next one. GL. So I'm not sure what happened. There's definitely some news behind this, probably privatization or whatever. But the moment I look at this, you do not want to take the trade. Most likely a privatization offer. Next one, of course, Jiutian Chemical. I took Jiutian Chemical mainly because I took Jiutian Chemical due to this candle here lah. Due to this candle here, that's why I took the trade on Friday. So it now on Monday, right, you see this candle you don't like, right, you can definitely not take the trade. But for those of you who already take the trade, you just stick to your trade plan. Just because Friday candle like that, right, you don't go and prematurely exit or what, just stick to your trade, you will be fine. This one is CEI. I'm not sure why it is. So this one look like some kind of privatization offer also. So I won't. I'm not going to bother and go and find out what happened here and there. If I'm not going to take the trade, right, I'm not going to spend so much time on it, because trading takes up a lot of time, and if you want to go and spend so much time to find out why certain things have happened, right, I mean that is entirely up to you also. But personally for me, if I'm not going to take the trade, I don't bother what is going on there. Secura. Okay, Secura, the candle, the chart pattern is actually very good. This chart pattern is actually very good. But what I want before I want to take a trade, right, is I want to see a breakout. Although it comes up on the scanner, right, it does not have a very good breakout yet. So I'm not going to take this trade as well. So don't misunderstand. Just because something come out on the scanner, you don't go and close eye and just take the trade without thinking. Hong Kong land, definitely no. This one is a very bearish pin bar, so I will not take this trade as well. If you want to take that trade, it's entirely up to you, but perhaps you might want to wait for a retrace first, because this does seems like price might retrace lah. And of course, Singapore ONG. So this is the counter that I decide to take the trade from the Saturday scanner, from today's scanner. And China Everbright, nah, not really, because this one, it does look similar to Singapore ONG. It is just that the candle very small, candle body very small, not really like want to break out like that. Singapore ONG have a better closing candle lah. Yeah, so that's for the Singapore market. Let's quickly go to Hong Kong market to see what are the stuff in Hong Kong. So Hong Kong market, Johnson Elect H. So this chart is very good, very bullish chart. You can definitely take this trade. Okay, this chart is really very good. So if you take the trade on Monday opening, right, wherever it open, I don't really know, but you can definitely take the trade. So where is your stop loss should be? Your stop loss should be somewhere around here, somewhere around 17.8. If you want to be more aggressive, right? If you want to be more aggressive, you can put your stop loss at $20. But if you place it at $20, it is much likely to hit. Whereas 17.5 is a much safer option. If I were to take this, right, I will put it at 17.5, 17.6 like that. Next one, PSBC. So this one, a bit of a question mark because the candle not really very nice. Candle not very nice. You can see that there's that wick there lah. So given a choice between Johnson Elect H and this PSBC, right? I will definitely go for this chart instead of the other chart. So every day there will be something for you to trade, and if you have so many charts, right, try to choose the chart that looks the nicest lah. Nicest in terms of make sure it is in an uptrend, make sure it is breaking the resistor, make sure the candle close very nice. So this kind of candle close, right? I probably won't take it. Let's look at the other one. ASM Pacific. Okay, so you see this candle. So for this chart is actually quite nice. Actually this is my first time for this week that I'm looking through the Hong Kong scanner. So I'm looking all these trade for all these counter for the first time also. So this one definitely seems like a very nice trade. Also, you have a breakout of the resistance, and you have okay this closing. There's a bit of a wick there, but at least this one closed above the resistance. If you want to take the trade, definitely stop loss around 91, 90 like that. It's a very safe stop loss, and you can definitely take the trade upward lah. Then GAC Group. For GAC Group, right? This one also quite I would say slightly bearish because it is at the resistance there. But personally for me, right, the moment I see a few good trade setup, right, I will no longer go and look at the rest already lah. So I'm usually done with the trade. So what I can say is that I will, if you have that trade scanner, right, try to look at the top 10. Try to look at the top 5 because for the scanner screenshot that you all received, right, there's only 10 counters lah, the top 10 counters, but try to look at the top 5 and see which of the top 5 you can trade lah. So if for that day the scanner come out and you look at all the counter, there's really nothing to trade there, right, then you don't have to force a trade. It just means that there's nothing good to trade on the market for that day itself. So that's how you can make use of this lah. So I won't be going through the US counter already. You take it as a homework for yourself. Mainly because I've also picked out 2 counters from the US in form of this bulk shelf company and the Shake Shack lah. So for the rest of the US counter, try to look at the counter and see which are the trades that is worth taking lah. And of course, I will look at them personally tomorrow, Sunday. And if I see any good trade setup, it will be posted on the Patreon itself. So it does seem that for this week, right, the market is quite muted. The US market, it sort of fall back a bit on Friday, but as long as you are sticking to all the stop loss, you are sticking to your trade plan, right, there's nothing really to worry about. Just remain calm and just wait out the quiet period lah. Okay, so do have a nice trading week next week and all the best. That will be all for today. Good night everyone.